Welcome back. This time I'm about to attempt to fight the infamous Jinx side boss. And, plot twist, I'm bringing Toadstool along, because I haven't been using her. I feel like it would be good to include her in this momentous occasion, and also I think she'll be useful, so... Yeah, we got Ghost Medal on Mario, Safety Ring on Peach. It says it guards against mortal blows. I'm not sure if it actually does, but I think it's better to have it there than to not. I did buy the Nautica dress for her, because I didn't have her latest armor, and then Amulet on Geno, because it powers him up, and also smells bad. We gotta have that. So I think we're good. I am, frankly, a little bit under-leveled for this as far as I know, but we can make it work. Who is it? No answer. Who is it? No answer. Sorry, but the sensei isn't in. Oh my gosh. Jagger? You scream like a girl and got moves like Jagger. Bowser, I haven't seen you for so long. I've been studying here at the dojo under the sensei Jinx because, to tell you the truth, I knew I couldn't beat Smithy. That's why I'm here now. Someday I'm going to return and make you proud. And then Bowser has another chill dad moment. Don't worry about me. I've got new troopers now and we're going to take back my castle. You stick to your guns. Since we know what guns are in this world. And I'm not just talking about the handgun that Geno has, because that's not a real handgun. That's not like Shadow the Hedgehog. My sensei is out right now, but he'll be back shortly. In the meantime, will you accept a challenge from me? Yeah. Hi, Jagger. I have to say hi because it's the context for the title of this video, which I decided on months ago. I feel sort of pretentious for saying that, like, I came up with this title and I thought it was so good that I had to use it, but I don't know. I'm kind of pleased with the wordplay, which I will now explain, even though that ruins the joke. So, the title is Hijinks and Sous, obviously a play on the phrase Hijinks and Sous, but also the Sous part is French for assistant, like a sous chef. So, Jagger here is Jinx's assistant, I guess you could say, so it's Hi Jinx and his apprentice. So, yeah. Geno boost. My strategy for this is mostly going to be Geno boosting Peach first, and then using a lot of Star Egg. Pretty much constant Star Egg is what's going to be happening. I might slack off on a little bit of that on the first fight, because, I mean, this one's not going to be very difficult, but there will be a lot of Star Egg in the future. They're going to literally star in the show. And what is that show? It's Dancing with the Stars. Get it? Yeah, Geno boost Mario also. Mario All-Stars. Hey, now you're an All-Star. Something that I think about sometimes is it amazes me that there are words that exist in the English language that are just kind of synonymous with a part of pop culture or some kind of, there's like a socially agreed upon mental association there. Like, if I say some, you already know the rest of the song. That's all I need to say, and then you just have the rest of it in your head already. And I could have said that without prefacing that with having mentioned All-Star before, and you would have still said the same thing, or still thought the same thing. Stop Terra-punching me, it's terrible. Okay, I can probably attack also as Geno now. That would probably be something good to do. Yikes, you're tough. Now I did practice this earlier, so I know that he says, yikes, a second time, which is silly because the first one was the reaction. This is just him reacting again. I guess that was to be expected. Mario, you're a top-notch fighter. You did well for your inexperience, Jagger. There's Jinx at the top there. Sensei, have you been here all along? No. If you rewind this footage, he wasn't there before. You felt my... I don't know what that word is. I don't feel like I've ever seen it outside this game. Is it like chi? I don't know. But not bad for a novice. But chi is never spelled with a K. There's never a ch sound with a K. So I don't know. Maybe it's ki, maybe it's kai, maybe it's a lance. Your fighting style isn't as foolproof as you think. I'll accept a challenge any day. Alright, how about now? You wish to challenge me? Sure. Alright, let's see what you're capable of. Show me what you've got. And then the triple kick is just one kick, which has hilarious knockback. I think it's very amusing how that looks. Alright, I think I'm going to start with immediate therapy on Peach. I don't know how she gives herself therapy. I feel like that's a two-person process, but I guess she is an expert in her field. Her field apparently being therapy. Okay, Geno Boost again on Peach first. Just gonna roll with it. Just go with it, Buzz. And I feel like I'm going to be using a lot of Star Egg, even with Mario here, because I think, for the most part, it's going to be the best item that we have. I don't want to do this for every fight in the game, but the Jinx fights kind of warrant it, so yeah. Jinxed. You owe me ice cream. I had ice cream earlier. I was going to say earlier today, but I guess technically yesterday because it's past midnight now. And yeah, I got some from Culver's. I had a coupon for a concrete mixer with my meal, so that's what I got. Although it did melt by the time that I got home. But oh well, it was fine. Okay, so as far as random things that I could talk about during this fight, since the fight itself isn't going to have that much to talk about, this is going to be a dense topic, kind of, but oh man, I missed the timing on the defense. Not the defense... The defense doesn't matter that much with this fight, because so many of his moves are, like, devastating attacks. But okay. So... let's see, I came across... I don't usually watch Shea Frilla's videos, not that I have anything against them, I just don't usually watch them. But I came across his videos of, like, rating movies by their Letterboxd taglines. He has 2 of those, and I watch both of them. Or at least he might have more now by the time this goes up, I don't know. But yeah, I found that fascinating, because I never really thought about taglines as, like, an art form before, but they kind of are, because you need to make something short, snappy, catchy that encompasses the point of your movie in a way that doesn't spoil it, that makes people intrigued for it, and then is also something that kind of lingers in your mind, maybe even after the movie's done, and you still know the tagline. Like, there's a lot to making a good tagline. So, yeah, so it was interesting seeing some of the peak taglines that everybody knows, like, well, what's the alien one? Why am I forgetting that all of a sudden? Yeah, okay, definitely should have used Star Egg there, and not what I just did. Now I know. But yeah, Alien has In Space No One Can Hear You Scream. That's a classic. I don't think it gets any better than that, frankly. That's the cream of the crop. That's number 1. But then Jurassic Park is also a classic, with An Adventure 65 Million Years in the Making. You know, it really doesn't get much better than these. But you've also got... You know what, I'm actually going to use healing. Wait, I didn't use healing. I meant to, I just pressed the button too many times. Oh well, this is fine too. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, is my point. But I wanted to try and find some that weren't covered in the videos that he posted. So, I looked around for my own... I guess I underestimated you! You pack quite a punch, but don't let it get to your head because I let you have that round. Let's have a rematch. Yeah, you probably did. These keep getting harder. That was only the first of 3 Jinx fights. And... yeah, I might be a decent level for that first one, but they're gonna get worse. Yeah, so as far as the Letterboxd thing goes, I found a lot of really generic ones. Because so many of them are just, a great adventure, or, okay, Peach is dead? Pick-me-up time. I only have a few of these, but this warrants it. Yeah. Alright. No, Star Egg. Always gotta be Star Egg. But yeah, there's a lot of them that are just like... It begins. That's a funny one to me, because it's the most generic thing to start a series with, and... apparently both Dune Part 1 and High School Musical have the tagline, "It begins." Despite being such utterly different movies, and it's such a dramatic sounding tagline too, so that's why I think it's especially funny that High School Musical of all things starts with it. Which I haven't actually seen High School Musical. I've seen part of it, but it was never something that I had that much interest in. Okay, therapy on Peach again. She's just giving herself self-care. Maybe she's eating ice cream too. And boost. I feel like I may have boosted her already, but couldn't hurt to do it again. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. But one of the ones that I found was... Okay, so one of the taglines that I found that was surprisingly not as meh as a lot of the other ones that I found was one, for the movie with the character who is known for being meh. That's his whole point. The Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie's tagline is... I think it's an adventure beyond words, which is actually a pretty clever tagline for that movie, because it's a movie about the aspect of texting that isn't the text. And it kind of works into the climax and all that. I'm not singing my praises about the movie, because the movie sucks, but the tagline is pretty good. And it was almost disappointing to me that it was a pretty good tagline whenever I came across other movies by, like, Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks that had worse taglines. Including, and this is maybe the worst offender to me, Lilo and Stitch. The original Lilo and Stitch. Now, tell me if this makes any sense to you at all, because this baffles me. The tagline for Lilo and Stitch is, "There's one in every family." One what? What do you mean? One Stitch? No, there's not. Maybe it was, like, meant to be one oddball in every family, like there's that one weird character, but I don't even think that's really true, and that's not a common thing as far as I know. And it certainly isn't implied by the... Okay, I'm gonna do group hug. This seems like a good idea. Maybe it's also that it could be... Maybe they were going for Ohana means family, which is the actual tagline of that movie, but they just didn't do it right. I don't know. I just don't know what the deal with that tagline is. But a couple of other ones that amused me were, let's see, Bambi's tagline was "a great love story," which that's not what I think whenever I think about that movie, but okay. Whatever you say. And then the movie that is like immediately after that chronologically is Cinderella, and the tagline for that one is "the greatest love story." Or maybe like "the greatest love story ever told" or something like that, but basically the same tagline. Just with an EST after the great. And then, a little bit later, you've got Beauty and the Beast, which has the most beautiful love story ever told. So they just keep changing their mind about what the greatest love story is. I don't think they have taglines like that anymore over there at Disney, but I found it just a little bit stupid. But let's see, one of the good taglines was... Home Alone has a family comedy without the family. That fits for that movie. And then Home Alone 2 has "It's past his bedtime in the city that never sleeps." I don't know which I like better. I think I might actually like the second one better. Both the movie and the tagline. Although I don't know if I would say that now. I definitely felt that way as a kid. I always thought that the second Home Alone was better than the first. But I also didn't really have, like... an expectation for sequels as a kid. I just saw the second movie, recognized that it had a lot of jokes that were repeated from the first movie, but it also had more of them, so I felt like... I don't know if this makes sense to anybody else, but to me it felt like how a lot of people saw Tears of the Kingdom after Breath of the Wild. Because I think... I even heard about a guy who had reviewed Breath of the Wild and... said, this was one of my all-time favorite games. Breath of the Wild, it was in my top 10, and now that Tears of the Kingdom exists, it's not even on the list anymore. because it just effectively is replaced by a very similar game with more to it. So, yeah. That was kind of Home Alone 2 for me as a kid, but now I recognize that both movies have their own flair. The most recent one that I've seen is the first one, and the first one I think is more... it has more like emotional resonance, probably. Still haven't had enough? It isn't often that I have someone this competitive to spar with. Alright, this match will be the one that counts, as I'm placing my reputation on the line. Oh, are you now? Who even comes here? Like, who... I've never heard of you beyond this point, so... I don't think you have that much of a reputation, sir. But alright. Whatever you say. Bombs away. And now Mario is dead. Come back. We're gonna try to make a comeback here. And the timing on the comeback is the star, as soon as it lands, is when you press the button, and then you get max health. Very good. More boosting time. Did I have any other taglines to talk about? I'm not sure that I did. I think those were the main ones. Yeah. I could also talk about cheese balls and Pop-Tarts again. I swear, I don't usually have those two topics to talk about, but they have continued to be surprisingly relevant in my life in recent times. No, don't triple kick. I don't know why it's called a triple kick, but... a triple kick in triplicate. Yeah, we'll just do Star Egg. So the Pop-Tart related story, I guess, it's not really as much of a story. I shouldn't say that it's a story, because it's just me describing Pop-Tarts and cheese ball things. But, yeah, I tried a couple of new Pop-Tarts recently, and one of them was the Coconut Caramel Girl Scout Pop-Tarts, which are based on the Coconut Caramel Girl Scout cookies, which you'd think would be really good Pop-Tarts, because they're really good cookies. They were always my favorite as a kid, because my sister was a Girl Scout, so... you know, we got plenty of those boxes, and yeah, those were always my favorite ones. I think some areas they're called Samoas. I always called them Tigger Stripe cookies, because they looked like Tigger Stripes. And they just have a great texture and everything, and I like coconut. I know that a lot of people don't like coconut, but it's delicious to me. So sometimes, whenever it's my birthday, I will just ask for a coconut cake. I like the... I don't know, like the shaved texture of it. It's great. Okay, come back again. Thankfully, Gino hasn't boosted himself yet, because I think the boost is lost whenever a character dies. But yeah, the Pop-Tart in question didn't taste anything like the cookie. I don't even know how to describe what taste it was. It was like, it wasn't stale, and it didn't taste stale, but it tasted like it should have been stale. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then the other Pop-Tart that I got was the strawberry milkshake one, which that was a surprise. That one was much better. It doesn't taste like the strawberry Pop-Tarts. It tastes like... it basically slaps you in the face with a strawberry milkshake flavor. It works really well, and is way more flavorful than most Pop-Tarts that I've had. So, I can recommend that one safely, I think. Don't get the Girl Scout ones. Or at least not that particular kind. I think there's at least two. There's like a Thin Mint one that I didn't bother trying. Then as far as the cheese balls go... apparently sometime in the last year, cheese balls changed their packaging. I don't know if packaging is the right word for it, but... oh, there's only one pick-me-up left. Better make it count. Or get a freebie. Nope, never mind. Thank goodness that Peach is not dead. The cheat is not dead! Yeah, the Star Egg is not going to do quite as much because she has lost her boost, but doesn't hurt to use it. Yeah, but apparently I, like, got into the cheese ball... got into my cheese ball phase right before they changed the plastic jar, the iconic plastic jar that you see in so many episodes of The Office. So I now have both the old and the new plastic container that the Oots cheese balls came in. Or come in. I don't know how to structure that sentence. So I can compare them. The new ones say that the packaging is the same size, but it's just a new container. Sure enough, they are the same size. I wasn't sure, because the label is bigger on the new one, so it looked smaller. It's like an optical illusion kind of thing. Yep, just gonna stick with Star Egg. Gonna egg on those stars. And watch as the Kirby's Dream Land 3 bird flies around for the 11,000th time. I'm okay with this. Gonna do Star Egg. Because everything that I do has to star eggs somehow. I have lots of conversations about food with myself. I have continued to have soda, but not as much of it lately. I kind of want to try Cherry Mountain Dew. That's something I've never tried before, and the reason that I want to try it is because I've heard that it's not... I've heard that it doesn't taste anything like regular Mountain Dew, and I've never liked regular Mountain Dew. I think the way that I interpret the taste of regular Mountain Dew is the reason that I'm so confident that people have very different taste buds, because I can't fathom anybody liking it. If they're tasting what I'm tasting, I mean. To me, and this is going to be a little gross, but to me, every time that I've tried tasting Mountain Dew, which has been maybe 3 times in my life, it has tasted exactly the way that diarrhea smells. There's no other way that I can think to describe it. That's just the exact flavor, and that's not a good flavor, obviously. Come back, Mario. Come on, Mario, jump! I like the rainbowy effect on that star. Reminds me of... I was gonna say it reminds me of Super Mario Kart Rainbow Road, but it kind of... those colors are more saturated than that. Like, the red in Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road is just a straight-up red. It's not pink. Okay, continuing... I don't need to boost. Just keep going Star Egg. We can do it. And my nose is really itchy, because it randomly gets itchy the longer I record. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah. So this is one of the many things that that Paper Mario ripped off from this game. Because Paper Mario also has a dojo with a master that you fight repeatedly, and he's stronger every time. Phew! Simply amazing! Whoa! You are the stronger champion, no doubt about it. My reputation was stacked on this... I'm apparently too stunned to read properly. From today, you are the sensei of this dojo. Why are you just pushing the ownership onto me? I think that's what that means, right? Like, is it just my dojo now? I don't want to run this place. I have stuff to do. I have to save the world. We will rename the dojo Mario-style dojo and incorporate your jump technique into the training. You hear him hammering outside. I will say the Paper Mario dojo has more finesse than this one does, but I think this one's more charming. Yeah, this is my technique. Just this. And I quote, this. Here it is. Yeah, he changed the sign that used to have a J into an M. I kind of preferred it with the J, but then again, I'm biased. So yeah, that's it for the Jinx fights. Next time, more continuing with the actual plot. See you then.